Hello everyone, this is Matthew Harrison with thebottlereview.com. I am a college student in Massachusetts at UMass Amherst, and I am a lover of wine, ale, and scotch. Today we have a very special episode. It's my very first Chardonnay review. I'm putting two Chardonnays head to head, an old favorite and a new stranger, and I'm going to see how they compare. I normally wouldn't want to do a review on a Monday night in the middle of a school week, but I said to myself, Self, you've got all your homework done for this part of the week. You've got nothing due until the end of the week. Maybe you could do a wine review while you have some downtime. So I asked my friend Hannah, I said, Hannah, should I save my money and my liver and not do a review tonight? Or should I capitalize on a great opportunity and go buy some wine? And she said, Matthew, get the wine. I like the way you think, Hannah. So I went out and I bought a couple of Chardonnays. One of them is an old favorite of mine. It is Francis Coppola's 2008 Chardonnay. This is the only wine to date that I've bought multiple bottles of because I just love it so much. I keep going back to it. There's something about it that captivates me. However, it's one of the few Chardonnays that I've had, and certainly the only Chardonnay that I've had recently. And so I wanted to know, how does this Chardonnay actually compare with others? Is this really good and really delicious just because it's a Chardonnay, or is it really good and really delicious because of the particular Francis Coppola method of making wine? Normally, I'm a little bit weary of celebrity winemakers because I feel like, oh, I have a lot of money. I can buy a vineyard and have a winery, and it'll be great. I feel like that doesn't necessarily mean it's good wine. It just means they have the money to capitalize on their hobby. However, Francis Coppola purchased a historic vineyard in California. I forget the name of it, but it had closed down for a while, and I think it was Robert Mondavi that urged him to buy it up and sort of get the land going again. And he did, and he seems to have some smart people making wine for him, since I've enjoyed the several blends of his that I've had. So we will get into the Chardonnay. Let's see what it says on the back of the bottle. Our gold label Chardonnay is crafted using a split fermentation technique for 10 months. Half of the fruit is fermented in French oak, the other half is fermented in stainless steel. You get a light creamy texture with just a hint of creme brulee from the oak, plus bright fragrant flavors of tropical fruits, apples, and pears. And I can tell you by experience, this wine definitely is oaky. However, it's something I happen to enjoy very much, particularly in this wine. Looking at the color of it, it's pretty light, it's pretty thin and light, which I actually found odd at first because I seem to remember this being a much darker color wine. I also remember it being pretty viscous and coating the glass, but it's not doing that as much this time, and I'm not sure if that's due to temperature or my glasses or just this particular bottle or what it is, but it's a little different than I remember it. So, let's see how it smells. Apples and pears, make no mistake there. It's definitely apples and pears coming off. And once you get past that, you definitely can tell that this is an oaked Chardonnay. You can smell that, the woodiness, the nuttiness. As I said in a previous review, you can smell the wook. My new catchphrase, the wook. 13.5% alcohol. It blends pretty well on the nose. It doesn't really jump out at you. You can't smell it that much. I also feel like though that alcohol just tends to blend better with white grapes than it does red grapes. Yep, apples, pears, oak, wook. Let's give it a taste. alcohol blends pretty well in the mouth too. It doesn't really bite you that much. Not too dry, a little dry, but not, I wouldn't describe this as dry. You definitely get the apples and the pears. And then right on the mid palate, from the mid palate all the way to the finish, this is what I like about this wine, is you get the nuttiness coming from the oak. When I first started drinking this wine, I had no idea what that flavor was. I had no idea what oak and wine tasted like. I couldn't put my finger on why it tasted oaky and smoky, and not oaky, why it tasted woody and smoky and nutty to me. I had no idea what it was, and now I know it's the oak, and I can recognize it in other wines. And I think with this wine in particular, it just goes together so well. I love it to death. Like I said, I love everything about this wine. It's kept me coming back for several bottles. It's nutty, it's flavorful, it goes really, really well with like camembert or brie. It goes really well with brie. Some brie cheese on crackers. Complements the butteriness of the Chardonnay, the butteriness of the cheese. I just love it. The other exciting thing is, at my liquor store next door to me, I've been paying $18 for this wine. At the new place I went to tonight, I picked it up for $15. That puts me in a tough spot because I really like to support the local businesses that are literally right next door to me. But when it comes down to saving $3, I'm going to go to the other place. The place next door to me is great for when I'm already at home and I don't feel like going out, but I want to try some new wines. It's great for just, buying something new, but when I find something that I enjoyed there and I find it somewhere else for less, I have to go to the other place, I gotta save money. So, I'm gonna hold off on giving this a letter rating just because I want to compare it with the other Chardonnay first. Because if I were to rate it right now, I'd give it a very high rating just because I love it so much, but I've never compared it. So, moving on here to the Gnarly Head 2007 Chard. Picked this up for the low price of $8, and it was on sale. So, can't ask for a much better price than that. And if you're into numbers, a certain wine magazine rated this a 94, which they were advertising in the store. I don't care. Let's see what it says on the back of the bottle. Hard to imagine that a Chardonnay can be gnarly, but a sip of this mouth-watering wine takes you headfirst into bright tropical flavors of pineapple and citrus, followed by a zingy ginger accent and hints of toasted graham cracker and vanilla on a creamy finish. And it suggests fish, blackened fish, Tex-Mex, and popcorn to go with it. 14% alcohol. And popcorn is actually a really good companion to Chardonnay, because Chardonnay is buttery. And for your next movie night, pop some popcorn, drink the Chardonnay. You really like the way it goes together, I think. And I can't remember if I already talked about that in this video, because this is actually take 2 that I've done on these Chardonnays. I had some technical difficulties with the first video. So if I talked about buttered popcorn at the start of this video, and I'm talking about buttered popcorn again, just forgive me. I'm old and I'm senile.